Welcome aboard, all you wonderful groomers, pet stylists, and canine cosmetologists. You found the Traveling Groomers Podcast, where we discuss lessons learned from mobile and house call grooming. I'm one of your hosts, Chris Bear Anthony. Any moment now, we'll be joined by my co-host and friend, retired mobile groomer and educator extraordinaire, Mary Oquendo, and very likely a special guest to help us chat about all things grooming, grooming industry related, and just plain fun digressions that I will totally wrangle back to topic. Grab those travel mugs and climb aboard to see where today's topic will bring us. Let's roll. Hey, Mary.
Hey, Chris.
And as I was doing the editing for the last couple episodes, I realized I may not have said in a while, welcome to episode number 260, recorded May 8th and will be airing on May 15th. Is that right? That's not right.
Not quite certain about that. Hold on a second. Not the 15th,
No.
the 22nd.
The 22nd. That's right, because airing on the 15th is episode number 259 that I didn't even announce during that episode at all with our special guest, Alex Martin. Yeah, I wrote that down wrong, which led me to write this down. No, I read that. Yeah.
Okay, Chris. Chris, do you need me to turn you off, turn you back on again?
I need to reboot. I need to reboot. No, I have notes, and I always, for the episodes, and I always refer back to the previous episode to know what I'm writing down for the next episode. So if I write one down wrong, it's just a cascade of oopsies. And that is one of the topics for today, not our main topic. One of the topics for today is how sometimes your plans getting thrown off can cascade into chaos instead of going, oh no, I can do this, and pivoting cleanly.
Yeah.
Because I had every intent of like a clean pivot today, but I took a nap.
Okay.
It was a very good nap. But I didn't get stuff done, and it made everything odd. Anyway, how you doing, Mary?
Well, I'm doing just peachy. You know, I finished mulching everything in my greenhouse.
I was expecting you to say you planted a peach tree now after everything was peachy.
No, I've got a peach tree planted.
Hopefully it's outside of the greenhouse.
It is outside the greenhouse. It is a dwarf peach tree.
Okay.
I don't think I'll be getting peaches this year. There is a small chance I might actually get cherries this year.
Ooh.
Yeah, we shall see.
Now, since you are, let's say you're in the shadow of Mount Rainier, because it's cast a big shadow, even though you're not quite really, what variety of cherries is that?
Montessori or something like that.
Okay, so they're not
Surratt.
Rainier cherries.
No, they are not.
Okay.
Those are larger. They're larger trees. And how I got things set up, I can't do the larger trees, at least not yet.
Okay.
So they're the semi-dwarf varieties.
Okie doke. As long as they're tasty.
That's all I care about.
That's kind of all that matters. Do they taste good?
Yeah, that's it.
Just like somehow all that matters sometimes is our results.
Yeah.
Not necessarily how we got there. But this was way too early in the conversation to talk about what our actual topics are, which is trying new things and not being afraid to fail at new things, And sometimes trying new things is the only way we say, well, that fucking sucked. Let's not do that again.
Well, yeah, yeah. I would hate to tell you over my career, and let's not even go into the grooming end of it. All right. The teaching end of it, all the mistakes I made, but we won't do
Mm-hmm.
that twice. There are
Mm-hmm.
so many reasons why I am the queen of checklists these days. Everything has a checklist, and there's a reason for it. Okay.
I have to, I like checklists, but I tend to get too specific with them. And I go, well, I'm all going to do this today. And I'm,
Well, no, I think that's the biggest mistake people make with checklists.
yeah.
Is that they do daily checklists, and for me, that doesn't work at all. So my checklists are for the week, and I just kind of pick and choose what's going to work for me. And there's always things on the list that if the week kind of gets away from me, that are not all that important. There are things I would like to get done, but if they don't get done, it's okay as well.
You know what else I like to do? And I'm actually doing it right now. I like to put easy things on my checklists or things that totally did have to be done this week, but didn't make it to the checklist anyway. And then after I do them, I'll write them in just so that I can cross them out. Just
Well,
so I
here,
can be like, I did something. It can do things.
well, here's the thing. There are things on my checklist that take like, I don't know, a minute to do.
Mm-hmm.
And they're peppered with there. All right.
Yeah.
So literally, if I'm just feeling like a slug and I really don't want to do anything, that 6 minutes of work and call it a day crosses 6 things off the to-do list and we're good.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
perspective.
Absolutely. Abso-freaking-lutely. Like my checklist is still says Monday,
Now,
but
you know what? And you got to stop. You got to stop with the
yeah,
daily checklist.
in reality, it's stuff that should be done this week. And there's even one or two things that the world won't end if I push it to next week.
Well, here's the thing, things that have to be done on any specific day. Let's just say I have to return a call for, oh, I don't know, a doctor's appointment or whatever, and I have to do that on Tuesday. Well, then that gets written not in my to-do list, but in my planner for Tuesday.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes that's where people also get screwed up. All right. If it has to be done that day, that's fine, but it should not be then done on a to-do list. It should be scheduled in your planner so you make sure you actually do it. I mean, how many of us have to put our own dogs in the schedule in order to get them done?
Dude, legit on my checklist are my dogs that I have to wash them because the doodles, the Winter Brothers are filthy. They love, I mean, my yard is mostly dirt and it rained. And they're now made of mud.
Okay. But my husband's having a minor procedure done next week, and we realized that the dogs really could not be left home alone because we have to go into Seattle, and that's a 3-hour one way, 3 hours back to procedure. We're going to be gone far too long on a day that might be warmer than normal up here for this time of year. So you know what? We'll just board them. Okay, we'll board them for the day. But you know what? Since you're being boarded, hey, could you just give them a bath and do their nails for me? Take something off of my.
Oh, that is glorious. Yeah, take something off
Yeah.
of your. Oh, wait, I got to write something on my to-do list. Wait.
What are you writing on your to-do list, Chris?
I am make a list for hubby of all the stuff I expected the cleaning lady to do because we no longer have a cleaning person because I wasn't super happy with the job she was doing. And he's now gotten to the point where he went, well, I can do this. Now that I see all this stuff, he's very neurodivergent, but we're neurodivergent in different ways, which is fun. Um, so now that he's seen what I expect her to do and what that I expect the house to look like, he's like, I can do that. I just need a list.
Okay, very good.
So I got to make him a list.
So your choice there is to laminate it and he can just cross it off and then you can wash it and reuse it. Or you make a template and you just keep printing it out. Whatever works for his brain.
That I was just going to email it to him, but that sounds better. That sounds better. But that has to be done before I go if I expect to come home to a clean house. So,
Right. So we talked a couple days ago, and so I'm guessing that the reason there's a reason for the topics for this.
I'm going to really go into it after our first commercial break, but since by the time this airs, hopefully y'all will have seen our episode that was live from Tacoma, mostly, sort of, where we did video snippets. And I'm going to say something very unusual, like, I hope y'all hated it. I hope you hated it and thought it sucked and was our worst episode ever and went, never do that again, Chris and Mary. Never do that again. Yeah, I'll tell you why when we come back in 30 seconds.
Okay.
As a house call groomer, the idea of van and generator maintenance had kept me out of one for years. But Hanvey Engineering and Design has been making mobile grooming vans for 20 years now and has thought of that. No generator to maintain, repair, and replace. No propane to fill or worry about running out in the middle of winter. Hanvey vans have the lowest operating costs out there. I know I'm sold, but check out their latest innovations for yourself at hanvey.com. Oh, Mary. Oh,
Yeah.
Mary, editing that episode. Oh, Jesus Christ. I thought this comes under the trying and failing new things. I thought this was going to be easy breezy cover girl. Okay, I was going to just put it together in the video editor, detach the audio, copy the audio in and the other program, send them off to you. No. That would be a no. That would be, this program doesn't like that file format. Convert everything. Oh, that's the wrong file format. Is there room on my computer? Now, my computer runs in a constant state of moving things to a hard drive and running low on space because I am an information hoarder. And at some point that will be addressed in my life, maybe. But so now I have 2 to 3 different copies of different video clips that I have to convert and copy. And because they're all different clips, I can't just attach audio for the entire project. I have to do it all individually. Mary, I'm positive there was an easier way to do what I did.
Oh, I'm sure there is.
I'm absolutely positive. Did I know it? No.
Well, no, but that falls under. You could have learned how to do it, but I wouldn't even know where to direct you to do that.
And do I even want to?
That's another thing. Do you want to? So you know what? If you don't want to do something, then you know what? We don't do it. Okay. So maybe there's no more live episodes from trade shows.
And I will say, if we get enough people going, oh my God, I really, really loved it. It was really cool.
Well, I think we're groomed next year, and you know what? Don't hold me to this because we haven't talked to WPA management yet. But about getting somebody to record the panel.
Yeah, and for the record, there's difference in recording an episode live at a trade show where we sit down and we record an episode live like we did at Super Zoo last year. That's fine. It's giving us both the task of recording different video bits and melding all of those together, because what will 100% happen is we won't record all the video bits we need to record, Mary.
I don't know what you're talking about.
How many videos did you record for the episode, Mary?
Probably 0.
That would be 0. And I also get busy. I think a nice alternative, and listeners, back me up, give us feedback in the group if you like this, is going live at trade shows. Every so often when we're at shows, doing a couple minutes live stream, or putting up a couple videos in the Facebook group. So you still get that feeling of being in the shows with us, but I don't have an editing nightmare.
Okay.
Back at home.
So I think that's fair. Okay. Yeah. But you know what, to get to the point is that there is a point. I know there's a point. Yeah. And I think I got the point, Chris. Okay.
Let's not do this again, Mary.
What was that?
Let's not do this again. Wait, there was another point besides that.
No, point, Chris, is that we wanted to do something. We tried it.
Yes.
It didn't. It's not necessarily that it didn't work.
It didn't work how we thought it was going to work.
All right. And neither one of us want to get to learn more about it in order to make it work. And that's fair.
Yes. Yes. And it's okay not to be amazing at everything you try first off the bat. Because no, Mary, you've got an excellent point. Could I have gone on Google and looked up different programs and gone, maybe there is an editing, maybe there's something I could download on my phone and record it all on there. Why didn't I just record on iMovie? Wait, can I record on iMovie? Do I have that on my... See, I'm running... See, problems.
Okay, and that's fine because, because your brain is still looking for solutions. So, and here's the point I'm going to make, okay? You try something, it doesn't work, but you still want to do it, okay? Sometimes not giving it more thought at the moment is a better tactic, meaning giving your brain an opportunity to mull it over in the back of your head so that when it comes up again to the forefront, there may be solutions that all of a sudden pop in your head, Chris.
Mm-hmm.
Is that not correct?
Yeah. Yeah.
So this is real time. This is real time coaching right here, just so that you all know it. Okay? But go ahead, Chris, go ahead.
I suppose I could have done it through a program on my phone. That didn't work the way I thought because I couldn't record it all in there. But there might be a program that I could and just avoid my computer altogether. I don't know.
Okay.
All right, fine. Maybe there's a shot in hell that this will happen again. Give me a solid 6 months to a year to forget how awful this was. And a point in my life where I can breathe and I will try again.
Okay.
But you know what? It's also would be perfectly okay for me to say, I kind of have enough stuff on my life going on. Making movie magic right now doesn't need to be a new project for my little ADHD brain to latch onto. Sometimes it's okay to be overwhelmed and run away.
Okay. Yeah, and that's fine too. All right. Because someone asked me to do something the other day and I told them no.
I'm impressed.
I don't have the time. I don't have the time. It was to moderate something, and I don't have the time to do it. So I don't want someone to depend on me to do something, and then I can't do it because there's 24 hours of the day. I don't want to do it. And now I'm starting to get a little angry, and my anger is going to be misdirected because it's no one else's fault but my own for taking on another project that I don't have time for.
That doesn't sound familiar at all, Mary. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay. So the thing is, yes, you can say no, but I think one of the things we wanted to talk about is why people don't take that step out of their comfort zone to do the thing, even if it means you're going to fail at it. Okay.
Yes.
Because failure, I mean, it's something I think you need to define what failure is.
Okay. Sorry, go ahead.
Failure is just an opportunity to learn what your mistakes were. Hence why I have checklists for everything.
And I think that's a really good defining what failure is for you, because for me, there are a couple different levels. Like one level of failure would be for me to just abandon this project. And I thought of it. It crossed my mind would just be to call you up and go, Mary, we're not going to have this episode. It's just not going to happen. We will skip, we will something, just fuck it all the way off and just not do it. And my brain has a hard time of accepting that level of failure. But that's how frustrated I was. I thought about it.
Okay, so here's the thing too, right? We have so many episodes. Okay. Redoing the best of an episode probably is not a bad idea every once in a while.
And here we go back to my other definition of failure. And the problem is when you have perfectionist tendencies.
Okay.
I'm not a full-on perfectionist, but I have tendencies, because then my brain goes to, okay, I'm going to do this, but it's got to be perfect. And letting go of perfect so it was done was difficult.
Okay. Perfection is the killer of dreams.
Yeah. The enemy of good and done.
Yep. Perfection doesn't exist because it doesn't matter. Everything changes all the time. And if you're waiting for perfection because you don't want to have any problems, I'm going to tell you, you are misinformed there. Okay. Because problems won't rear their ugly head until you do the thing. All right. And maybe you accounted for them. Probably you didn't. Probably you couldn't account for it because you haven't done the thing.
And you don't know what you don't know. You don't know what problems you're going to have.
Exactly.
Like, I really thought I'd be able to. Was there a way to do that? There was probably a way to join all the clips and make the audio then easier for me to do. Anyway, wait 30 seconds because it's that time. We're going to stay on track. So by now, you know how much I love my Evolution shears. They're the only shears I use. Check out all the options, including customizable non-swivels, at evolutionshears.com and give Abby a shout with any questions you might have. Traveling Groomers listeners get $10 off and free shipping with the code ONTHEROAD, all one word, so check them out today. Your hands will thank you. And I'm testing this. Can you hear me, Mary? Can you hear me? Damn it. Okay, so the other things that every so often my perfectionism kicks off. Now, and you could hear me when I said testing this, right?
Right.
So every so often I'm doing the audio editing and I'm erasing the background noise that's playing during commercials. And I go, wow, I can't get any of that gone while I am doing the video editing. Well, that's annoying and just grating on my nerves, on my perfection level. So for those of you who watch on YouTube, I'm so sorry. I feel like it sucks because I haven't gotten the background off that I can do on the audio. Now, could I? Yes. Do I want to take that extra hour out of my day? Also, no. Also no. But so I'm looking for an easy fix and a button to push, because if I push mute on my Zoom, then you can't hear the commercial. So I'm figuring it out, Mary.
Okay.
Figuring it out. But in this instance, I am not letting perfection not have the videos get up there. Does that make sense? See, I'm actually letting go of some shit.
That's good. That's good.
I know
Okay.
you're amazed.
Totally amazed. Totally amazed. All right. But you know what? There's, besides, and I think what's two are tied together, and I think sometimes you're confused for each other, is imposter syndrome and perfection. So
Yes.
sometimes perfection is used as an excuse for what is really an imposter syndrome. And imposter syndrome is something that's actually recognized by the American Psychological Association.
I knew I wasn't right in the head. Not
No,
just
no,
me.
there's it's a thing, and it's a recognizable thing. Okay. And so because I was doing some research for something else, I know the 7 ways to deal with imposter syndrome, all coming from the American Psychological Association. And I
Okay.
thought we'd tackle them here. Okay.
I think we should.
The first one is that what imposter syndrome really is that it's creating a cognitive distortion in your brain. So your brain is distorting the facts. All right. How do you get around? How do you get around that? One of the things that I think one of my early coaches told me to do, she says, grab a one subject notebook and just start writing in it all the things you're good at. Everything. Doesn't matter how stupid you think it is. So that I fill the one subject notebook, And anytime you're feeling like you can't do things, you pull out that one subject notebook and you start flipping through the pages of all the things you can do.
And the problem is when that comes with other psychological issues, such as depression, you're not going to find those things.
Well, here's the thing, all right? When I mean anything, once you get started, you get started. So, Chris, do you know how to tie your shoes?
Most days, yes. Some days
so
we fuck that up too.
That is something you can do, right? You
Yeah.
write it in. Can you apply makeup?
Not as good as I would like,
Oh
but I
my
can do
God.
it. Yeah.
Oh.
See, here's the and I'm gonna say okay, peek into my brain. Part of
Okay, so
what
this
was
is an exercise. I'm giving you homework. I'm giving you homework, and I want to see it at the next trade show. And I believe the next trade show we will be at is at the Rocky Mountain.
Rocky Mountain. Well,
So
okay.
you are going to get a one subject notebook, and you're going to start writing all the things you're good at. Okay, I want to see it filled by the time we get there. No excuses on it.
Now,
right? And if you're not certain on some of the things you're good at, ask him, ask me, ask Angie. We'll help you fill up that book.
So
It's a psychological.
it is. And tip that I'm going to try to take. There are days when I know I could fill that notebook where I'm on an upswing and I'm feeling the things and I'm feeling myself and I know I can fill that notebook. And there are days I know if I even tried looking in that notebook, I would burn it because I'm like, this shit is all lies.
Okay.
So you've got to know when to work on certain things.
Okay.
And
So
know how your how your
that's
brain works.
that's number one on the list. There's 6 others.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Number 2, find a support group and work through your doubts.
Their support.
An accountability partner, somebody that you could say, hey, you know what? I want to do the thing. I don't want to think I could do the thing. But when I mean a support group, I mean a people who are not going to like talk you out of it, right? So there's something, and I've talked about this in the past. There's something called the crab effect. And what the crab effect is that if you take a pot of boiling water, dump a bunch of crabs in there, if one of the crabs tries to escape, all the other crabs will pull that crab back down into the boiling water. All right. If they can't succeed, neither can you. Okay. And it's an easier way. It's how that manifests in people. We see it all the time. Okay. Where it's easier to tear someone down than to go do the thing they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
We see it all the time. How many shows do we come home from where we see that?
And it's 2 days after the show that things hit Facebook and people go meh 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 meh, and meanwhile, the thing they're meh is freaking hard.
Yeah.
It's hard. So don't hang out with crabs, is what we're saying, otherwise known as toxic-y people.
Okay, so the support group, all right, look at your 5 closest people in your life. And where are they? Because I guarantee you are exactly where they are. All right. Find 4 or 5 other people who are where you want to be. And that's your support group.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense, Chris?
It does. It does. And you know what? Really look hard. Remember back in the day when your parents were like, I don't like the people you hang out with.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, you're just mean and don't like my friends and yeah. Well, you know what? Honestly, look around and see if you're hanging out with crabs.
Yeah.
And see if all they do is pull other people down.
Yeah. So if they're talking crap about other people,
they're talking crap about you too.
It's easier to talk crap about somebody than it is to get out of your own way and do the thing. Yeah. And anyone who is doing the thing, while it might look easy to you, I guarantee you it is not.
No, it's rough. It's rough. It's also getting us back on track to do our 3rd commercial break while you know where you are in your steps, right?
Yep.
Okay, be right back. I love being a house call groomer, but I hate doing laundry or worrying about asking my clients for fresh towels. Raypet has solved those problems for me with the Wet Pet disposable towel. Taking up much less space than traditional cotton towels and easy to wring out and reuse, these super soft, comfy, absorbent towels eliminate any cross-contamination concerns between pets, and now their new smaller washcloth size can even help those sensitive eye areas. Great for cleaning out wrinkles gently and thoroughly. Need to keep water bowls for your clients on hand that are easy to disinfect, but hate all the room traditional clanky metal bowls take up? Or just have a very active pet? Their collapsible silicone bowl comes with an aluminum D-ring hook that can be attached to your pet's leash or anywhere else in your van for easy storage. You can get one by itself or in their handy travel kit, along with a set of 3 tick removers and 1 small wet pet towel. So stop by their website to check it out, raypet.net, and tell them the Traveling Groomers sent you.
I can't hear you.
Ooh, that might have worked. I may have found the YouTube-y solution, but I just have to remember to do it now.
Okay. All right. So the 3rd one is to celebrate your successes. All right. When you've done something good, tell people about it. All right. You can't toot your own horn. Nobody is going to toot your horn for you unless you're willing to do it yourself. Why should they? If you don't believe in yourself, why should they believe in you? Okay. So somebody you got recognized for something, one of your customers said something great about what it is you do, tell us about it. There are those of us who actually want to hear those really good things that happen in your life. I mean, look at it. If you're watching it on YouTube, look at behind both myself and Chris. All right. We've got our Barkley honors up there. Okay. Hold on. We got more down this way.
Mary's been at this a little longer than I have.
Yeah. And I got a couple I haven't put up too. So when I get around to it. But the point being is, okay, you started a podcast. Tell everybody. You wrote an article for Groomer to Groomer. Blast that shit over Facebook. We want to see it. All right. So celebrate your successes. Okay. Chris, would you like to know what I had with dinner last night?
I would.
Okay. So in my greenhouse, I cut up scallions and I picked peas. I was very excited about that.
What kind of peas?
The snap peas.
Ooh, yummy. I would just eat those raw off the vine.
Well, that's what I did. I put a little oil and vinegar on them.
Nice.
And I cut up the entire thing, shell and all.
Mmm.
It was really good.
Yeah, that sounds delicious, actually.
So, but the point being is I am actually really new. I haven't gardened. I haven't done any kind of gardening in a really long time. So, but so I'm back to doing things, and I know there's things I don't know, which I have to learn. Okay. But you know what? The things I am doing well, I'm very excited about that. I want you to be excited about it. I want people to be excited about doing something that excites them. I should have taken a picture of it.
You should have taken a picture of it. That's how we show our age. We don't take a picture of the food. Oh, I'm gonna do that either today or tomorrow.
Yeah, for my garden, I ate this. I grew this myself.
I grew this and I ate it.
Okay. Let go. We talked about this one already, but number 4 on the list is let go of perfectionism. Okay. It doesn't exist. The number 1 killer of dreams, and it directly contributes to that cognitive distortion that's going on in your brain.
Yeah.
Okay. Practice self-compassion. Cut yourself a break. Okay. I guarantee you're harder on yourself than you need to be. We all saw Chris beating herself up, and I'm like, why are you beating yourself up, Chris? It's fine. You're harder on yourself than it absolutely needs to be.
Oh, I know.
If you're having trouble with that, go back to your support group. Everybody should have some sort of little message group going on Facebook with a couple of people that you could just go and say, this happened to me, and we'll all be, who do we got to beat up? Do we have to fly somewhere and slap somebody around? type of people who have your back. All right. And that, can be that support group, of like people. But again, people who have your back. Okay. And here's one: share your failures. Failures are learning opportunities. People can learn from your failures. Don't do the thing I did. All right. The book, Mobile Groomers Bible, is chock full of things that I did wrong. But not only that, I paid attention to when other people did stupid stuff. Okay. Yeah. Thank you for doing that, because I was probably going to do that, but I saw you did it and it didn't work out very well for you. So I'm not going to do that myself.
Yep.
Okay. Again, so many of my morning routines for getting my mobile, getting out of the driveway, all right, were actually done the night before, because we learned that, trying to get ready to leave in the morning when you're not really prepared, something's going to give. Something is going to get broken. You're going to forget something, whatever. Learn. So share the failure so that other people, A, that they can relate to you, and B, to prevent them, for people who are paying attention, because not everybody pays attention, pay attention to your mistakes so that they can also learn from your mistakes. Life is a learning opportunity.
I am writing a whole class on that, which will debut at the Rocky Mountain Groom Expo. It's called "And What Did We Learn Today?"
I would think, what day is that class on?
I don't know.
I don't know the schedule either, but I'm teaching only one day. It's a full day class, but it's only one day.
Okay. So yeah, it will be stories of various ways I have effed up.
Okay.
And how I have either used to make that better or just a cautionary tale. Like there's one thing in there that I added because I keep taking notes as I go through the day and remember like, ooh, whoa, this was bad. Let me write this down. Because I haven't full on finished it yet. But yeah. Yeah, one of them I haven't fixed yet. And I don't know when I'm going to be able to because it was a big one.
Okay, you're gonna give us a.
It just involves setting up how to set up your space and things construction wise and planning and that type of thing. It's nothing like earth shattering. It's more annoying than earth shattering, if that makes sense.
Okay.
I'll tell you after. I don't want to wreck everything. I want to say, come to the show, take the class, or at least come to the show if you're in the area because it's a really fun show.
Yeah, and then for those who are thinking about it, the full day class I'm doing there is the 6-hour mobile grooming certification class.
Ooh.
So anyway,
I've taken one of your mobile grooming classes.
6-hour one.
I don't think I took the 6-hour one. This was years ago. This was before.
Yeah, no, it is. The class has built upon itself. It's now sitting at 6 hours. And honestly and truly, it's what I consider a basic class.
Yeah. There's a lot of little things.
Yeah. Okay, so last thing on the list, accept the fact that imposter syndrome is a thing. Okay. A normal part, if you don't experience imposter syndrome, you're not growing. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Move past it, move into solutions. Okay. And if you think I don't ever feel imposter syndrome, you'd be wrong. Okay. Sometimes it's when I'm doing something new for the very first time, it rears its ugly head. Okay. Sometimes is when I read the reviews from the evaluations and I'm looking at all the 5s, but then there's somebody who just panned the class. So even though there's a stack of 5s, there's 1-1, and it goes, oh, can I really not teach this class? I guess I'm incompetent. We let that marinate for a couple of minutes and just say no.
Oh yeah. And as have happened with me, that's when you call up a friend and be like,
That's your support group. Okay.
Although I have to say, one of the things that I managed to do today that was on my list, I didn't finish, but I got working on it. I got the reviews back from my 1-hour ergonomics class that I gave in Pasadena, and I'm giving the 2-hour version in Salt Lake City. It's Teton. Because it moved, I don't know, I'm having problems with the name. I just know that I will be there. But one of the comments was the font on some of the slides was kind of small. So I'm like, all right, that's fair enough. There were handouts, but that's still fair. So I'm going to increase the font on all the slides.
Just so that you know, fill out the evaluation forms.
Yeah.
Because I did a 4-hour mobile grooming certification class in Pasadena. And I did like a little experiment, and I really just went off the work because I provide a workbook, and I just taught it out from the workbook. And there was one or two people said, I really wish there was a PowerPoint. I'm like, fair. So before I did the class again in Tacoma, which is like 2 months later, on the plane ride home, okay, I created a new PowerPoint. And since I was creating the PowerPoint and the notes from the class, I expanded it to be 6 hours. So you know what? Do the evaluations, okay?
Yeah.
And if you give me a 1, understand I'm going to have a momentary imposter syndrome, but I will get over it.
Unless you give all 1s, but you don't give any kind of constructive criticism. And then we'll be like, did somebody just piss in your Cheerios? Like, I can't do anything with this. I can't improve with this.
Yes.
Although, Mary, can I tell you, I've told you before, there was one feedback on those forums that I will never forget. And it was simultaneously soul crushing, but at the same time, I knew there were problems with that class and that presentation, so it led me to fix them. And that was under the what did you like best about this class? And it was that it was only an hour.
Oh, that's heartbreaking.
I was like, well,
that's horrible. But here's the thing. If you don't enjoy the class, get up and leave. That's really simple. Nobody is shackling you to the chair in the room.
I mean, I understand that there might be anxiety because the presenter is facing you and they can see you leave. But honestly, we don't know. You could just have to pee. I mean, and yes, all of that is because we're people too. So all of that's going to be going through our head like, oh my God, am I sucking right now? Am I stinking up the joint? Or do they just really got to pee?
Yeah.
Don't know. Yeah, different things it could be. But as soul crushing as that was, I knew there were problems in that class and I worked on it. So it still was all right. Still was all right. We got this. Oh, and we are late-ish doing a commercial. That just means we went a couple of minutes over, Mary.
Okay.
Are we shocked that that's going to happen?
What number is this?
This is number 4. And speaking of continuing education, because we either were or will be, join the Andis World Class Education Team each month for live interactive virtual classes. You'll learn new and trending styles, as well as tips and tricks from some of the best groomers in the industry. Whether you're looking for basic skills, trending styles, advanced techniques, or even just ways to spark your creativity, the new Andis Grooming Education site is your source for finding what you need to create your way for success. Try new techniques, learn from the pros, and grow your confidence today at andis.com/groomer education. Traveling Groomer Podcast listeners, hey, that's you, can get 25% off your first course today with the code VEGROOMING at checkout on andis.com/groomer education. I love it when that commercial falls right at the right time because we talk about continuing ed so much. I'm like, we either were or will be, but when we're like mid education conversation and it's like, boom, there we go.
Okay. So, don't let imposter syndrome stop you from doing what it is you think you should be doing. This industry needs that next generation of educators. Okay. If it wasn't for the next generation of educators coming up behind the ones that are currently teaching, we'd all still probably be grooming with that handheld clipper, one scissor, one comb, and like some soft bristle brush. Okay. Grooming in a back room somewhere or in the back of a barn using dish soap, and that's it. or even worse, lye soap.
Oh,
Okay. So the
oof, yeah.
point is, each generation of speakers builds upon the current crop of speakers. Okay. We learn new things. So the current crop of speakers isn't talking about, hey, the new tools. Have you seen this clipper? It weighs 400 pounds, but it's corded and it turns it and it's electric. Let me show you how to use it. No, anything that they're teaching is what's currently being used and being improved upon. All right. Techniques, all right, that have been improved upon. All of the knowledge that has been improved upon is being taught by the current crop, and the next crew comes in to build upon that, and the next one will build upon that. All right. So
Yeah. So what is next on your list, Mary?
of what?
Of your
Oh no,
imposter
that's
syndrome?
7.
Oh, that was 6. I can't.
No, that was 7.
That
That
was
was
oh, okay.
7.
Okay.
So just remember, I expect to see, and I'm going to ask to see your journal.
Okay.
Once
So no, no,
no.
no, no, no. Insight into my brain and why the makeup question was funny. You've seen the size of the makeup case I carry to
Oh my
conventions.
God. Yes, seriously.
It needed to be pared down. It needed to be pared down. So what I did today was I took, because I had that whole big hanging case with like a bunch of different sections, plus a smaller bag that had more shower toiletries.
Okay, so let me just do a little story here. So Groom Expo for the Barkley Honors or something or other in which I have to be made up. And I'm like, okay, only if you have green sparkle eyeshadow will I allow you to do it. And she just whips it out.
I've pared my eyeshadow down since then. So I might not currently have green sparkle eyeshadow,
Oh, good to know.
but now I will. I have a, I'm not going to say it's a problem, but I have an obsession with eyeshadow palettes because they're so pretty and sparkly and they smell good. And I just have like I have a lot in my house. So at the time, the one I was traveling with was pretty large and it had like a large variety and green sparkle stuff in it.
Yeah. So
So yeah, so
that's
continue.
not something I would put in the things I do well on my journal.
Well, and the two reasons that I paused with that, because it was one, now it's two reasons, was as I was going, okay, I need to pare this down, and I was talking with Mindy about what she was doing. And of course, ads are now coming up on Facebook, and I watched one, and I'm like obsessing about this palette that has everything in one, and should I order it, and it won't get here in time for Teton, and so I redid all of that. And I keep watching these videos going, well, I'm not as good as at makeup as these people. Therefore, I am not that good at makeup. And funny story, the first time you asked me to do that to your eyes and I pulled them out, I knew how to do my eyeshadow on my shaped eyes and face. Mary has hooded eyelids. And I don't know if you saw the absolute and utter panic on my face because I did your eyes how I would do mine. And I went, oh, let me fix that real quick because Mary, I did not let you leave the room that way.
I wouldn't have noticed.
Or you wouldn't have noticed, but I was like, oh no, let me fix, smudge.
If
I
anyone
like,
would have said anything, I would like Chris
right?
did,
Like spit was involved with fixing that. It was,
Chris did this.
yeah, it was, but in fairness to me, that is a very specific skill that I would have no way of knowing how to do because I'm not a professional makeup artist. So I wouldn't know the best way to do eyeshadow and eyeliner and eye makeup on different shaped eyes and eyelids and all of that stuff. No reason to know that.
Okay.
But that's where. So I got all of that. I got it kind of pared down because it was that hanging case and another toiletry bag with like my shower gel and hair stuff and other things. So I eliminated the toiletry bag. So now it's all in that one big hangy bag. Is it still a lot of stuff? Yes. But it's less than it was, and I'm okay with that.
Okay, so instead of the last commercial being for me, I'm just going to talk because we discussed a lot of the things here, all right, about getting out of your own way to do something else, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And part of that has to do with having that strong support. So to really step out of your comfort zone, all right, you really need to have people around you who are also stepping out of their comfort zone.
Yeah.
Okay. Because there's camaraderie in there and there's, I want you to succeed. I want you to succeed. Everybody wants everyone else to succeed because that's what they're there for.
Mm-hmm.
So create that program. That's not just for creating programs, by the way. That is for moving into the pet industry in a different capacity than grooming. Okay. So some people are there to start a school. Some people are there to do programs. Some people are there because they want to be coaches in the industry. It doesn't matter. Okay. It's having a strong network and having accountability partners so that you do the thing you're there to do. Right. So create that program is like 20 plus 20 plus recordings that are up there. Plus every month we do a group coaching call. And then we have the accountability call, which means it's a co-working. Some people call it body doubling. And once a week we sit and we don't say anything, but we work. That's what a co-working session is.
Do you have to have your cameras on so you can get on people who are doing this on their phones and
Yes.
getting distracted?
Camera has to
Oh,
be on. You have to work. It's not a Q&A. You can say what you're working on, but that's not the point. The point is that you are sitting here there and working on the thing that you have to work on.
excellent.
So
And should I confess to multitasking and say I just checked something off my list?
it's okay.
I got the cleaning list down.
Good.
I got the clear because it's all like stuff that I knew. It's not like I had to seriously concentrate hard on it. I could just be like, oh yeah, bup, 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 bup. Bup, 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 bup. Man, so I did something else today. I did something that made my stomach hurt, and I didn't want to do it. But I also really wanted to do it.
Okay.
So I sent a confirmation text to a client today. And I sent it early. It was like noonish, before 12:30. Their appointment was at 2, and it was a work from home day. So part of my problem is on a work from home day, if something goes sideways, I'm home. I can do other things. It's easier to do other things in theory. And I got oh no, I completely forgot. I have this. I'm like, well, can you do this, this, or this? No, how about Friday? I will be in Utah on Friday. Like, no. And I stuck to my guns and politely said, I usually charge a cancellation fee for this late minute. And I got paid my cancellation fee.
Good.
And I was happy with myself. And I don't know why sometimes on some days, standing up for yourself can be the hardest thing ever. It can make a knot in your stomach. But you know what makes a bigger knot in my stomach? Bills not getting paid because somebody 2 hours before their appointment went, can't make it. And you got nobody to pull out of thin air and replace in that slot. So. So I did a hard thing today, Mary.
Okay, that's good. This is one of the things that I had really liked when I did work corporate, because I could do all the hard things
And blame somebody else. Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know why. And this is why I've actually, I think, was it River who said that a groomer she was coaching flat out said they sold their business and now have a boss, so they had a boss to blame things on. Like they kind of killed themselves off just to have that somebody else to blame things on. Because I don't know why I can be the badass for anybody. I'm like, oh, do you want me to talk to that? I can talk to anyone else's customer and be the hard ass and be like, oh, I'm sorry, these are the policies, blah, 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 blah. Sometimes doing it for yourself is rough. So that's where that having those accountability partners comes in. You have those prior agreements.
Yeah, I remember River mentioning that. I thought that was like pretty
brilliant.
Yeah, I sold the business, now I work for them.
Yeah.
So sorry, the boss says.
Right?
Yep.
So I really thought that, oh, great, I can, my day didn't go as planned. I can get the doodles in the tub because they're made of mud right now. No, I took a nap. I probably needed a nap.
Okay.
And then I said, Mary, let's record early because I know I'm a night owl and I know that I can just wash the doodles later. But if I have to wait until 9 to record and it's going to break up my evening, then nothing else will get done.
No, that's fine because now I can go make dinner and eat early.
So yeah. So the big takeaways of today's episode as we wrap up is listen to your body. Sometimes you need a nap.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay to not be good at everything. Mm-hmm. And it's even okay to say, you know what? I don't have to work to be good at this because I don't want to do this. I don't enjoy it. I don't have time for this. Yeah. So y'all will have to love those snippet episodes for me to, now that I'm not in my own head, think about other ways to do this. So yeah, feedback is required.
Okay.
All right, was that it, Mary? Are we done?
That's it. We're done.
Gotta go wash some moldy Adoradoodles. Oh, I found a mat on them. I'm experimenting on them, Mary. Did I tell you?
No.
I will tell you more when we stop recording because they will also be featured in a doodle class, both at the Rocky Mountain Expo and in an abbreviated version, I want to say at the Dallas Pet Pro Classic, because I'm doing my Delighting the Doodle Owner, different lengths for both shows, and I'm completely redoing what was there last year. It's going to be like different video footage, different stuff, good stuff though. Fun stuff. All right, guys. Mary is giving me the wrap it up look. And I'm just looking for buttons. But we will talk to you soon and safe travels. Well, that was fun. But now it's time to head home. We hope you enjoyed listening as much as we enjoyed chatting with you. If there are any topics you'd like us to discuss or guests you want to see join us on this crazy road trip of ours, let us know in the Traveling Groomers Facebook page. Don't forget to thank our sponsors. And see you next week, guys. Safe travels!